Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Bria, in case you didn't know. This week we're going to be doing a Christian Girl vlog. So last time we did a Christian Girl vlog, I took you guys with me to like all the community events that I was going to. This week we're going to do it a little differently. I think that we're going to do more so focus on like my personal time that I spent with the Lord, Bible studies, writing for my blog, because we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, just to be completely honest and vulnerable, I'm really having a hard time being in community right now. Like, being in Christian community, it's amazing, it's great, it's very much essential to your walk, but it is not always rainbows and butterflies. So this week, I think I'm just going to recharge, kind of take a little break from community, being in fellowship and things. But the first thing that I want to do, because you guys will be with me for like the next 2, 3, 4 days. But if you guys didn't know, I have a blog, and my blog is really focused on the Christian walk, but the younger Christian walk. But I've been low-key slacking on it. I haven't posted a new post in about 3 weeks, 3, 4 weeks. It's been a minute. And so I'm sitting down here at my desk and we're about to write. I don't know what I want to write about. I really want to write about community. But like I said, I've been having a hard time in community, things happening and stuff. And so it's like, but I also want to be honest and not depict a walk of rainbows and sunshines, because it's not. But like nothing in life is rainbows and sunshine. So yeah, I'm still reading the book of Genesis. So I think later, either tonight or tomorrow, I'll do like a recap of what's happened since like I gave you guys an actual breakdown, because last video I didn't give you guys a breakdown of what I was reading. I don't even think I did tell you guys what chapter I was reading, but I didn't really go into depth into like what's happening and everything. Oh yes, and I want to go on like a little date with Jesus. I've been seeing people do that, and I want to. So we're gonna do that. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but we're gonna do that in the next couple of days as well. But with that said, I'm gonna write. I think how I'm gonna come at it is that I think I'm just gonna start writing. I don't know if this blog post is necessarily gonna have a topic, but I think I'm just gonna start writing and see what happens. If you guys are interested in reading my blog, seeing what it's about, it's always linked in the description below. Okay guys, so typically when I write, I put my headphones on. I typically put on jazz music, but like I said, I've been having a hard time just sitting down and writing. Like I don't know, I get into like moods where I want to do anything but sit still. And I'm kind of in one of those moods. Have been for a while. So I'm really having a hard time just sitting down and like getting my thoughts in order. And then of course we have to say a prayer. We have to say a prayer, because what I put in this blog is not for me. It's not for my glory. It's for God's glory. And my only desire is to help young Christians in their walk, and by being completely honest and transparent in mine. So can't always do that. Well, I can't do that on my own strength. So I say my little prayer, and typically I have a topic, so like that's easy, but I think I'm just gonna, be honest. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. That's real good. That's real good. So I named the blog Beloved, and it's based off of the verse 2 Thessalonians 2:13. And in the King James Version, it says for verse 13 that, "But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God has from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth." So we are beloved by God, and to be beloved by God And to be beloved by God in the biblical context signifies being deeply loved, cherished, and valued. So it's deeper than just being loved. You're cherished and you're valued. And then the verse also specifies that we are chosen because we go to God through God. Like, he picks us out. When people are like, oh, I was living this lifestyle and then all of a sudden God snatched me up. Yeah, he picked you. You've been chosen. You've been chosen. Alright guys, so I've been writing for probably about an hour. I'm about halfway through. I would say I'm about halfway through. I decided to take a break because I'm hitting that transition where I'm talking about something that I don't actually really want to talk about. And now I need a timeout. I need a break. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna pick up writing again tomorrow. Finish writing this tomorrow. I think it's gonna probably take me about 3 days to finish this, because either 2 to 3 days, because I typically go in, write the whole thing, leave like parentheses where I want to add in verses, and then go back and add the verses. And adding the verses is a little time consuming because I don't know all the verses off the top of my head. So I kind of go like into like a little Bible study for a little bit to further deepen the passage, because I'm not just talking from my own opinion. I'm talking from my experience through the Bible. I'm talking through my experience through life, but also quoting the Bible and like showing that the Bible is like, when I was little, actually, we used to say that Bible stands for, the Bible stands for the best instructions before leaving Earth. And so like the Bible is your life instructions. So yeah, showing how to utilize your Bible in everyday life, basically. But I'm about to get ready to go hang out with my friends for a little bit, because like I said, I'm having a hard time being in community, hence why I'm also having a hard time writing this article. And me and my friends are just gonna chill out for a little bit. We're gonna take the night to like just relax and reset. So I will see you guys maybe later tonight. If not later tonight, tomorrow. So guys, it's the next day. I have my Bible open. So this is what's going on. I'm reading Genesis right now, and for the past couple of days, I have not been reading in my Bible. Just haven't had my Bible on me. So I've been reading on the Bible app and like highlighting there, but like I just haven't transferred it over into my Bible. So physically in my Bible, the last thing I updated it to was to 34, but I'm actually in 41 right now. But I do want to do like a little like recap of just like everything that's happened thus far. So running it back to a little back, we're in like the story of Jacob right now. And yeah, let's start with Jacob. So Jacob and Esau. Okay, so the story of Jacob and Esau starts in Genesis 25. And so essentially Jacob and Esau, they're twins. Jacob comes out second, holding the heel of Esau, the oldest son's foot. And that's why he was named Jacob. Because Jacob means, I wrote it down somewhere. What does Jacob mean? Okay, yeah. Jacob means holding the heel or a supplanter. And so Jacob essentially tricks Esau out of his birthright, gets him to sell his birthright to him for a plate of food. And then a little bit later, Jacob and his mother, Rebecca? Is it Rebecca? Or is it Rachel? It's Rebecca. Jacob and his mother, Rebecca, basically come up with this plot and succeed in stealing the family blessing that was supposed to go to Esau, the oldest. And so Esau, just like rightly, is mad. He's so mad. He plans to kill his brother. So Rebecca's like, no, your brother's going to kill you. Leave. Go back to our homeland with our ancestors. Go back over there, and I'll call for you when it's safe. And he was also supposed to find a wife there. And so he goes there. He finds this woman. He falls in love with her, and he essentially he wants her, but she's the second oldest. And so Jacob goes to her dad, Laban, aka his uncle, which means that the woman he fell in love with is his niece. But I digress. And so he works for Rachel to marry Rachel for 7 years. This is the agreement. You work for 7 years, you can marry my daughter, is what Laban said. But after 7 years, and he gets to marry Rachel, Laban engages him and marries him to his oldest daughter. What's her name? Leah. He marries Leah, the oldest daughter, after working 7 years. And he only finds this out the night after, or the day after their marriage. And so I'm like, how did you not know that you married the wrong person? And so I looked it up in context, and it says because now we're in chapter 29, it says that, okay, so it says in 29, verse 22, so Laban invited all the men of the place and sponsored a feast. That evening, Laban took his daughter Leah and gave her to Jacob, and he slept with her. And Laban gave his slave, which was like her wet maid, to him as well, to his daughter, as like a wedding gift or whatever. So it was at night. And so we have to think about in context of like, it was night there, and their night was not our night. Like, their night was actually dark. And then I also looked it up, and it says in their time, in their culture, it was tradition for the bride to be heavily veiled. So it's actually dark outside. She's heavily veiled, and they hosted a feast. So you can go ahead and say implied that there was alcohol in this. So, you know, you're not all the way together. You're just having fun. You're celebrating. She's heavily veiled. It's dark. You're not paying attention. So after the wedding, he finds out he's married to Leah. He's like, no, I want to marry Rachel. And he's like, okay, you can marry Rachel. If you work for me another 7 years, I'll let you marry Rachel. And so he agrees, and he marries Rachel a week later. So Jacob ends up working for Laban for a little over 14 years. It says somewhere in here how long he was with him, but I just don't have it. I just don't see it highlighted at this very moment. But yeah, he worked for him for over 14 years, essentially just for Rachel. Like, and I was like, that's crazy. Like, he fell in love with her so hard that you enslaved yourself for 14 years. And Laban was doing shady stuff to him the whole time. And so fast forwarding to the end of 31, beginning of 32, Jacob is had it. He wants to leave. He wants to get away from Laban. He leaves in the middle of the night. He leaves in the middle of the night. And so Laban finds out that Jacob left with all his children, his wives, all his cattle, and And he's like, no. He goes after them, finds them. Um, they figured it out. Laban leaves, gives him his blessing. So now Jacob's on his way back home. But now Jacob's scared. Now Jacob's scared because Jacob has to go and meet with his brother. He has to face his brother Esau. After all the shitty things he did to him, he's now aware that he did his brother poorly. And he's scared to face his brother because the last time he saw his brother was like, he wanted to kill him. So, between chapter 32 and 33, we get the story of Jacob preparing to meet Esau and him meeting Esau. So, reading this, I looked it up because I want to make sure like I'm getting the right interpretation. I just personally felt, because after I looked it up, it really said that Jacob's character development, there's not like a, what's the word? There's not a definitive way to take him in. But I personally felt like he was just being such a coward. Like, I wrote it in my notes multiple times that I thought Jacob was just simply being a coward a lot of the times. Because Jacob is like, okay, he sent two of his slaves, employees, to go and inform Esau that he was like coming. And so they came back and they were like, okay, Esau said he's gonna come and meet us, but he's bringing, I think, like 400 men with him. Yeah, he had 400 men with him when he was coming to meet his brother. And so Jacob is like, he's coming to attack me. He's gonna like kill us all. So he ends up separating all the people that he has into two separate groups so that if Esau attacks one, then one will survive. And he's like, okay, so I'm just going to send him gifts. I'm going to send him all these gifts to like butter him up, soften him, hopefully to find favor and forgiveness. So he sends, because I'm just gazing over it, I'm not quite sure how many he sent exactly, but he sent, I think, like 3 waves of gifts, of cattle, of like all these things, 3 waves. And every time Esau instructed his employees that every time they encountered Esau and Esau asked where Jacob was, they were to say, oh, he's right behind me. And he did this 3 times. And so I'm like, okay, I guess. Okay, whatever. But then we get to verse 24 of, what is this? We get to verse 24 of chapter 32, and it says that Jacob was left alone. Oh, no. Run it back. Go to verse 22 of 33. Of 32. 32, chapter 32, verse 22. During the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, took his 2 slave women, his 11 sons, and crossed the fork of Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream along with all his possessions. And I'm kind of confused about this. I didn't look it up. Not yet. I'm like, but was he running away? Like that's what that was giving. It was giving like you're running away. Like you've sent 3 waves of gifts, telling your brother that you're right behind all these people. You're coming, and then you pack up all your things in the middle of the night and get your wife and your kids and your employees to take all your possession and to like cross the stream. So either he's running away or he sent his wife and kids as the 4th wave. I don't know. But anyways, this is when we get the story of Jacob wrestling with God. Yes, we get the story of Jacob wrestling with God. And I don't know why, I just find it a little funny that when Jacob was wrestling with him, it says in 25 that when the man saw that he could not defeat him, the man being God, saw that he could not physically defeat Jacob, he struck him in the hip. Basically dislocated his hip. And he eventually blessed him for this because he wrestled with the Lord and prevailed. But finally, in chapter 33, we see that Jacob finally meets Esau. And he's scared. And I just thought, like, oh, that is so gross. Because in verse 2 of 33, he puts the slaves and their children first, Leah and her children next, and then Rachel and Joseph last. And I don't know. I just feel like, as the man, how you put your family and your children in front of you to face something that you started before them. Like how do you put yourself on the last line of defense? And it's your direct enemy. Anyways, but Esau ran up to him and gave him a hug and was like crying and was like, I missed you, like all this stuff, and he's just like, oh, surprised by it. And then Esau was like, what do you mean by all these possessions that you're giving me? Like, I don't need these. Like, he said in verse 9, I have enough, my brother. He said, keep what you have. And I was just like, that's kind of crazy. Because Esau has every right to be upset. Like, going back to when he sold his birthright. Esau was a huntsman. He liked being out in the wilderness, doing things outside. Jacob was the opposite. And Esau came inside and he was like, I'm hungry, feed me, I'm hungry. And Jacob was like, for your birthright. But Jacob was like, whatever, take it. If you give me food, I don't care, take it. And so the Lord did not find favor in Esau because you fumbled your blessing for temporary pleasure. Yeah. Instant gratification. That's what it was. You fumbled your long-term blessing for instant gratification. And so, but he didn't care. He despised his birthright. It says that in the passage. And so then after he lost his blessing, after Rebecca and Jacob tricked, lied, scammed, the whole thing to get their father to bless him because Isaac was blind and they took advantage of that. And then he ran away and he left you to sulk for 14 years knowing that you no longer have your birthright and you no longer have the family blessing, and there was nothing left for him after Isaac gave Jacob the family blessing. In fact, what he was left with after Jacob got the family blessing was his father told him that, look, you're dwelling, and this is in Genesis 27, verse 39. His father Isaac answered him, look, your dwelling place will be away from the riches of the land, away from the dew of the sky above. You will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you rebel, you will break his yoke from his neck. Yeah, that was all that was left for him. Whereas Jacob got in his blessing that may God give you from the dew of the sky and from the riches of the land an abundance of grain and new wine. May people serve you and nations bow and worship to you. Be master over your relatives. May your mother's sons bow and worship to you. Those who curse you will be cursed, and those who bless you will be blessed. So basically, Jacob gets this life of abundance while Esau gets this life of struggle, essentially. Discomfort. I'm not saying it's not a good life, but it's a life of struggle. And so we see that Esau, in further passages, does end up living in the mountains. And if I'm thinking correctly, I think that Esau moved into the same mountains that Abraham's first son by the slave, that him and his mother were cursed to those lands as well, which is up in the mountains. So yeah, skipping over chapter 34, 35, 36, going into 37. And like this is kind of like where I'm really caught up on at the moment. Is now we're going into the story of Joseph. And Joseph's story is like kind of so tragic. It's kind of so not there. But at the same time, I personally feel like there's a lot to learn from Jacob. But I'm gonna do do my deep dive of this portion of Genesis, and I'll check back in with you guys a little later. Tonight we are actually going to my young adults at the church I go to, and bring a friend with me. I'll try to get some footage there, but it's very close knit. It's very close knit. It's very intimate, and so I always feel awkward pulling my camera out around them, just because it's just so close knit. It's not like a church service or anything. Like it's like a Bible study. So, and we do share personal things in there. So, I will either see you guys later tonight at Bible study, or I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. I don't think I have anything to do tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow I need to go and finish my blog post. Go back into that. Guys, I just really think it's a cruel joke that I'm writing, the topic that I'm writing the blog post on right now. It feels like a cruel joke. But I will see you guys later. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'll update you guys and tell you more about Joseph and his story. I'm really hoping to finish Genesis, honestly, by the end of the week, just because I'm reading like 3 to 4 chapters at a time, because the storyline is it's so juicy. I'm really enjoying it. I really am enjoying the Bible. But yeah, I do have plans to read the first 5 books in order. That's what I want to do for the next couple of months, is read these. And like, no, it shouldn't. It wouldn't take you 5 months to read it. It's just the way that I break it down and spend time in each verse trying to understand it to the best of my ability, that takes me a while to do it. Okay guys, it's the next day, and we're about to get ready to go to the park because today is our date with Jesus. I'm excited. I've never done one of these before. So yeah, I did decide to go to the park. I'm gonna bring some snacks with me. So I'm going to go ahead and get that packed up right now. I did very minimum makeup. I have on a lip stain and mascara. That is it. The lip stain is my blush as well. I have my outfit picked out. I'm gonna get dressed, and then I will meet you guys at the park. Alright guys, we have made it to the park. We are back at my favorite park. Yeah, we went here. I was thinking about it, and I was like, last time, because I was telling you guys that this is my favorite park and that I always come here and stuff, and I was thinking, I was like, oh, this was the park that I came to in my very first video. In, what was that? October, November, one of those. So I'm gonna show you guys my setup because it's kind of low-key extra. I fear I'm getting to a level in life where I literally don't care. I'm gonna make it cute regardless. So guys, I have my little table set up. I have my Bible, my journal, some snacks. I'm gonna make a little mocktail situation here. It's some cranberry juice and sparkling water. Yeah, I got this little table off of Amazon. I got my picnic blanket off of Amazon. So I also brought my computer because we're in the middle of writing that blog post, and I've had a week, guys. I think I started this vlog on Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's currently Friday, and I was telling you guys how I was having like a hard time with being in community, and I was telling you guys how I've just been struggling. And to shed a little light on the situations, like, I've just been having issues with my friends, and I've been talking to God about it all week because it's just really taken like its final toll on me this week. And God is so sweet. He's so sweet because in the past 2 days, God has just allowed sweet things to happen in my life that made me realize or you just gave me reassurance that I'm not alone, that I still have friends. Things are just a little different. And in the season that he's calling me into, things are just going to be looking a lot different from like last season. And it's okay. It's okay to struggle. But yeah, because I was telling you guys I was really struggling writing that blog post because it's about community. And I was just didn't have a positive view on community at the beginning of this week, just because it was a hard couple of weeks. And I feel like I've been, it's very windy out here. I hope you guys can hear me. But like I said, I was having a really hard time, and I think that these past couple of days has really just renewed my faith in community, and just showing me showing me how important it is to have it. I had to wait for that plane to pass. I didn't think that you guys can hear me, but I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yes, my Bible. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my Bible study. Yesterday I told you guys I was going to go back into my Bible and that I was going to like update my notes. I did not do that. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to do some journaling, and I'm also going to do continue writing my blog post. Guys, I have graham crackers. I've been craving graham crackers for like a week, and I got some graham crackers. We have some berries, and I'm very excited to just chill out here, my time with God. I wanted to tell you, I'm also doing a social media fast. I deleted Instagram and TikTok off of my phone, which is not like the horrible part. The worst part is I deleted YouTube off of my phone too, because when I don't have TikTok or Instagram, I just scroll on YouTube Shorts, so I had to delete it too. It was so hard. I don't remember the last time I deleted YouTube off my phone, but it'll be okay. I'm just doing 12 hours. But yeah, let's get started. I'm done, well, and I'm finished, but I'm finished for now. I got all the way to 38 before I stopped, so I just have three more chapters to go over. But as I was going through it, I just found it very odd, because now we're talking about Joseph now, and Joseph I think begins in like chapter 36, 35, one of those. And, you know, Joseph's brothers hated him because their father loved him more than them. He cherished Joseph more just because he was like a miracle child of some sorts, because he had him in his old age. But then Joseph, I don't know why I keep calling him Jacob. Joseph begins to have these dreams of God basically showing him that he will rule over his family members will bow to him. And I believe Joseph is the youngest, so like they're all looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like dad likes you more than he likes us, like loves you more than he loves us, and you're trying to tell us that eventually we'll bow down to you? Crazy work. But what I get from that is that Joseph was sharing promises and prophecies that God was sharing with him when it wasn't time for him to be sharing them, and he was also sharing them with the wrong people. And I feel like that was just, in fact, let me pull that verse up for you so you guys can look it up if you want to. Yeah, it's 37, Genesis 37, verse 5 through 10, 11. So Genesis 37, 5 through 11. Talks about that scene, and it's like, these things wouldn't, like, your brothers wouldn't have sold you off into slavery and hated you so hated them with all their essence if you hadn't been sharing things before it was time for them to be shared. And then you have to think, like, Joseph is young, and so he's probably being very boastful about it, and he's probably a little arrogant about it too. And so, like, yeah, I get that. So I get from the story of Joseph is like God giving someone this promise, but then them having to go through multiple stages of like being humbled in order for God to use them the way that he intended to. Guys, this bird over here has a really fat neck. Alright guys, I need my sunglasses. I can't see. I cannot see. It's too bright. But, okay, so we have journaled, we've done Bible study, we've reviewed things. It's time to do a little bit of writing. But see, here's the thing. I'm kind of low-key tired of being outside. And I feel like I want to go home. I feel like I want to go home and write at my desk. And we have dates at the house. Like, dates can also be in the house. So I think that's what we're going to do. Is pack up and head to the house. Guys, I'm going to tell you. This was really good. So I have, what do I have? I have cranberry juice, but the sugar-free one. But which is ironically sweeter than the one that has sugar in it. And then I put in here the sparkling water, but the sparkling water was pink grapefruit flavor. And this is so good. It's so good. And it got a little room temperature, and now it's even better. And honestly, all it needs is like a lime in here, and this would be it. This is also a spaghetti jar, because I just find it easier when I'm on my picnics to just put my drinks in jars. That way I know that they're not gonna spill. Or maybe I will just write out here. Yeah guys, I think I'm rubbing my shoulder because the sun is burning it. But I think I'm gonna just write out here just for a little bit, just to review, do a little bit of editing. But I don't think I'm gonna stay for much longer. And my camera's about to die. Can you just go home? Guys. I think that's my sign. I think that's my sign to go. Yeah, it's bad. I think that's my sign that it's time to head out. And it's okay. Cause why? Hello guys, it's now Sunday. I just woke up from a nap. I was supposed to take you guys with me to service, and I forgot. I just simply forgot, I'm not gonna lie. But good thing for you guys, I'm actually going to 2 services today. I'll be going to my friend's church. I'm about to fix my mascara because I was slumbering. I took a nap after church. It was a quite nice nap. Took a 2-hour long nap. But as I was getting ready, I just wanted to, you know, show you. I just wanted to share with you guys some highlights or some key things that I took away from today's service. Because we're currently in a series. We're currently in the I Am series. We're going over the 7 statements that Jesus said. The 7 I Am statements that Jesus said in the book of John. And so the first week was I am the way, the truth, and the light. It's really good. But today we talked about being I am the vine. And it was odd. It wasn't odd, but it was just crazy because I had never thought about it in such a way. And the Bible has so many like analogies using plants, and it's funny that I just didn't comprehend the depth of that statement, being how I'm so like obsessed with plants and have cared for so many plants and know so many things about them. But he was like on the vine, and so he brought up the reference of like someone, like a phone, right? He's like, you know that your phone, you can't charge your phone on Sunday and it'll last a whole week. And you know that you can't charge your phone, yes, you couldn't have like, and you know your phone can't live off of the I'm so horrible at multitasking. It's very apparent. But he's like, you know that you can't, your phone can't survive off of the charge that you, when you charged it yesterday. So why do you think that you can survive off of like reading your Bible once a week? Why do you think that your devotional yesterday, that you can survive off of that devotional today? Like, you gotta charge your phone every day. Sometimes you gotta charge your phone multiple times a day because your phone needs to get reconnected to the power source. And he just broke it down in a really nice way, and I really enjoyed it. I brought my friend with me today. In fact, we're going to my friend's church tonight. We kind of did like a little church swap today. But yeah, that was the main takeaway, that you know you can't live off of yesterday's charge for today. You have to consistently be recharging, and that's just being in your word. But yeah, the service I'm about to go to, that we're about to go to, is a young adult service. Okay, yeah, so the church we're going to tonight the service we're going to tonight is for young adults. It is their YA service, but it's at 6 o'clock. And yeah, I think I'm on schedule of being on time. I just took a 2-hour nap. Mascara is mostly gone. You know, it's been through a lot today. It's been through tears today. It's been through my sleep mask. I think I need to re-up it, honestly, because my eyelashes, I fear, are looking a little odd. I typically go with 2 mascaras, but going in with my brown elf mascara first, and then I go in with my Benefits black mascara, but I think I'm just gonna go back in with my black mascara, and I only put the black mascara on the ends of my lashes. Yippee! The lashes are fixed. And then I think I just want to reapply some of the makeup I had on today. I didn't have a lot of makeup on today at all, actually. I literally had on my bronzer. It's very warm, and then I put on my pink blush, my little natural pink blush. Did y'all see that? And with my little blush. And I actually did super light blush today, which I don't typically do. But I just went in really lightly with it. I don't know, today I just wanted a more bronzy look. Just something that was like super natural. Well, I feel like my makeup is always really natural, but like almost like it doesn't look like I have on anything. Like I didn't want it to be noticeable. I don't know. Sometimes I just pick up my makeup and I just start doing things, and then I close my bag, and I'm like, oh, okay, so then this is what we're doing today. All right, cool. Okay, and then for my lips, I just had on the brown lip gloss. That's what I had on, just a brown lip gloss. Yeah, the goal was just warm. I think the goal was just warm. Yeah. That's that. Okay, I'm gonna finish packing up, getting ready, and I'll see you guys at church. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you got something from this, leave a comment in the description box. I did want to tell you guys before we left that I was having a really hard time this week with community, as I've said now 15 times. But obviously you saw the progression of my week and how things really started to look up. So just remember to always have faith in God and lean on him because he's your provider. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.